Welcome back to Nick's Adventrex. Today, I'm heading towards Emerald Bay for two reasons. One is to see the beauty of Emerald Bay, and two, to tell you a little bit about one of Lake Tahoe's most noteworthy homes, Vikings Home, and whose owner, Lora Knight, I'm going to place into my Lake Tahoe Eccentric Millionaires Club, simply for the fact that she built her summer home in one of the most beautiful and isolated places in Lake Tahoe, Emerald Bay. One of the fun and really interesting things about Lake Tahoe's history is its eccentric millionaire stories. Now, I'm sure that there are more that I am unaware of, but there are two that are really quite fun. George Whittle. This guy, wow. He made his millions by inheriting them, you know, the old-fashioned way. One of the things that he did with all that money is he bought a bunch of land in Lake Tahoe, specifically on the Nevada side. He built a little mini castle home on the east side of Lake Tahoe. I think it's owned by the state of Nevada, or I don't know, it's some charitable trust situation, and they give tours to the public, so you can pay a fee to go check it out. And I've done it, and oh my god, it is so cool. So I was talking about eccentric millionaires in Lake Tahoe. There was also a lady on the other side of Lake Tahoe. She built a stone mansion called Vikings Home, and again, this was like in the 20s or the 30s. Not really sure how she came into her money. Again, this is another place that you can tour. It's owned by the state of California because it's on the California side, and it's just amazing. It's all Viking architecture, very Scandinavian. I'm really interested to see what Emerald Bay looks like. This year there has been so much snow in the Tahoe area. Something happened to Emerald Bay that rarely happens, and it froze over. It froze over, and so snow was able to sit on top of the lake. I don't know if it's still frozen over, but the snow season here in Lake Tahoe has not stopped. We're at May 3rd, and I got up here on May 1st, and it snowed yesterday and it snowed today. I want to go over to a place called Inspiration Point, which overlooks Emerald Bay and Finette Island, which is that little tiny island in the center of Emerald Bay that little stone tea house is built on top of. So you can see right now we're driving on one of the little treacherous parts of the road to get to Emerald Bay. This is actually California 89 that we're on right now, heading north. It's a beautiful view of Lake Tahoe. I mentioned earlier we did get some snow last night, so you can still see some low-hanging clouds on the mountains in the distance over on the east shore of Lake Tahoe, over there on Mount Rose. Temperature right now is 37 degrees, so we're a little bit above freezing, which is nice because I really prefer driving this road when there's no ice on it. So just to the right over there, you can see some of the ski runs of Heavenly Valley. Spectacular drives here in Lake Tahoe, specifically this portion here. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow.
On the left side of the screen, you'll see a large patch of white. That is nearby Cascade Lake, which is frozen over and covered in snow. This is the closest I get to seeing Emerald Bay frozen over, as the ice in Emerald Bay had already melted.
All right. Okay, I am pretty stoked. I think I have Inspiration Point all to myself. I just saw some people here, but they just left. All right, looks like I gotta navigate the closed gate. I don't think it'll be a problem. So I'm walking on about 4 feet of snow, and this is the parking lot. I did bring Gandhi with me, but I left him in the car because it's warmer, and I don't think he would have appreciated this. Ooh, it's icy. That's Emerald Bay down there. It looks like all of the ice has melted, so I don't get to see that, but that's not a big deal. It's still beautiful here. Oh. Yeah, so I knew that about Lake Tahoe, Emerald Bay. So this is Emerald Bay, and this is Cascade Lake, which is a lake that's just on the other side over there. And Fallen Leaf Lake is like on this side of Cascade Lake. So it's Emerald Bay, Cascade Lake, and then Fallen Leaf Lake. And this inlet of Emerald Bay, then Cascade Lake and Fallen Leaf Lake, they were all made by glaciers. Lake Tahoe itself is a couple of million years old. And then here's another interesting fact that I didn't know, that I just found out. Cave Rock is actually a volcano, or a volcanic vent. And that formed about 3 million years ago. And Lake Tahoe, when it was at its highest, I don't know if that was like millions of years ago or thousands of years ago, but it was actually about 800 feet higher in water level than it is today. All right, what does this say? Tahoe by car. Imagine what an adventure it must have been for Tahoe's early motorists. Yeah, I don't think I would have enjoyed that. Because this whole road for Emerald Bay to get here was a lot skinnier, I'm sure. Not as structurally sound as it is today. And the cars back then were bigger and clunkier and heavier. And I'm pretty sure they didn't have all-wheel drive. Or four-wheel drive, for that matter. Completed in 1913, a rough road around Emerald Bay linked Tahoe's south and west shores. Today, the road is known as Highway 89. Workers spent months dynamiting the route out of granite to complete the road. Yeah, because back in the day, the only way to get to South Lake Tahoe was by steamer from the north side. But with the advent of this road, it made it more accessible for people. All right. And then I was speaking earlier about Vikings Home, which is the Scandinavian mansion, which is, you can't really see it from here, but it's down at the base of Vikings Home is down there, but you can't really see it because it's covered by trees that are close to us in the way, and then trees further down. I've got video in my repertoire of going to Vikings Home, Emerald Bay, by boat in the summer. So I was mentioning the lady who owned and built Vikings Home. Her name was Lora Knight, Knight with a K. She purchased 200 acres in 1928 for $250,000. So Vikings Home is done in Scandinavian Viking architecture. She also built the tea house that is on Finette Island, which is out in the center of Emerald Bay, which, can we see it from here? Just barely. Here, let me walk down this little icy road. Okay, you can start to see it over there. So down there, that island is called Finette Island, and at the very top, there's a stone tea house. Another thing about this area, right here in Emerald Bay, there is a place that people like to skin up to with their skis and ski down right across the way. I'm going to break out my telephoto lens and see if I can see any of their tracks over there. So that's Inspiration Point. See if I can navigate myself out of here without slipping on my butt. And more than anything, I'm just amazed that I had it all to myself. And just across from Inspiration Point on here in Emerald Bay, right off of State Route 89, California 89, there are a couple of campgrounds. But obviously because of all the snow, they're not open yet. But one of these days, I'd really like to try camping here. All right, let's see if I can find another vantage point to see if we can see Vikingsholm, because you really could not see it from Inspiration Point because it's so tucked away in that cove of Emerald Bay. What makes this drive particularly exciting right now is that there's snow. There's a lot of snow. And it snowed the last 2 nights. So I imagine that has increased the avalanche danger. I don't know if you noticed the avalanche sign that we just passed. I didn't take that into account when I decided to come out here and explore Emerald Bay this morning. I hope there's nobody up there trying to ski and triggering any avalanches, because we are not in an ideal spot if that were to be the case. Oh wow. Beautiful waterfall right here. Now see, I feel like I have to stop here. Avalanche danger or not, I kind of need to take a look. I mean, this spot is too beautiful. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, I don't think I can stay long here, but I had to pull over. This is just so gorgeous. Again, I can't see Vikingsholm, but it's down there underneath all the trees right there. And then there's another beautiful view of Finette Island and all of gorgeous Emerald Bay. And right here, across the road, beautiful waterfall coming down. Look at that. If you do this drive or want to explore Emerald Bay during the summer, warmer spring months, you got to get here early, because where I'm at right now is packed with cars. It's just amazing to me to see it completely vacant of any cars other than mine. Beautiful, stunning, gorgeous Emerald Bay. All right, that was a beautiful view of Emerald Bay. I'm still determined to see if I can catch a shot of Vikingsholm. There's quite a few people parked up here. This is another really good hiking trail up here. Eagle Falls, I think. Yeah. This was the hiking trail that we learned that Gandhi is not a hiker. Not a hiker at all. I might have to come back and park there. I'm pretty sure that the Vikingsholm parking lot is... Oh! Well, I'll be darned. Is it open? No, it's closed. Darn it. All right, I gotta make a U-turn. Well, that's a bummer. There's a lot of things that are not open during the winter season. The Talak Estates are not open, and obviously Vikingsholm is not open in winter either. But this parking lot right here will do just fine. We'll see if we can find a spot to take a glimpse of Vikingsholm. And you can stay in the car where it's nice and warm, buddy. All right, I got my yak tracks on, which give me traction on snow and ice, because I'm going to need to do a little bit of snow hiking to get to this vantage point, and I don't want to slip and hurt myself. So I'm going to try and head over to that rock over there and see what I can see. That wasn't too bad. So that waterfall over there is Eagle Falls. Yak tracks are good for the snow, but they're not good for granite. That's why I have hiking shoes with rubber soles. Okay, let's take some pictures. Well, I can't find any views of Vikingsholm, but I've got video from past trips actually into and on the water in Emerald Bay, and when I hiked the Rubicon Trail. So I'll have to dig in my archives for that video. yet another stunning view overlooking Emerald Bay with a perfect view of Finette Island and the tea house on top. All right, I'm headed back to the car, and I'm not really sure where my journey is going to take me next. But I know it'll be somewhere around here in Lake Tahoe. Maybe we'll go check out the Thunderbird Lodge, since I'm on the subject of eccentric millionaires from Lake Tahoe's past.
In the next video, I'm heading around the lake to the Nevada side to tell you about George Whittle, arguably Lake Tahoe's most eccentric millionaire, and who is credited with the reason that the east side of the lake is so pristine and untouched. Thanks for stopping by Nick's Adventrex and joining me on this adventure to Emerald Bay. Please hit that like button. Do please subscribe. Every subscription means a lot to me and my little channel. And ring the bell for notifications to be alerted of future videos that I put out. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next adventure. The next Lake Tahoe eccentric millionaire adventure.